Well, good day, folks, and welcome back to part two of the John Collins Black presentation. We're looking at the past and future box, and uh, what I hope to do here is get my share screen going again. So it's always a challenge for me to get this technology working the way it should. But it looks like we're good to go. And so going to talk a little bit here about expanding on the ideas I presented. And I'm going to start off with the bowl. So one of the features out here in the general search area is this feature called the bowl. And it's along the Adobe loop. And I think it's important because of the fact that we didn't mention some of the old technology in the area. And I think that Adobe would probably qualify as some of the old tech as well. In addition, I think I should mention that Menlo Park was one of the original technology hotbeds, along with the AT&T Bell Labs, but that was on the East Coast. But the reason I'm mentioning the bowl is because I think it actually fits into the theme of the story about the Holy Grail. So if you've ever watched the Monty Python and the Holy Grail, what they're looking for is the Grail. Well, the Grail is a bowl. And so if he's including that information about Monty Python and the Holy Grail in the story as an important part of the clue set, then I think you have to add to it the bowl as a possible part of the solve location. Uh, so there's this guy wearing this funny looking hat. He's out here running around. I guess his name's Brown. And if you've ever been involved in the Forrest Bend treasure hunt, the fact that this guy's name is Brown, just not Homer Brown, strikes me right now. But I was going to point out this Henry Rengstorff house that's also in this area. He made his money importing grain, and it also goes the fact that there's fruits, and his whole business was running a ferry service. But the part I want you to look at is that he raised 6 children, and he had a room built solely for his 4 girls to accommodate their regular appointment with a dressmaker to try on the latest fashions. Well, you probably shouldn't be doing your research into John Collins Black as much as I have, but if you do, and the fact that he mentioned his grandparents, I think it's fair game to discuss this point. But his grandmother made, she used to work at the Haynes Company, and then she also became one of the first person to be a salesperson of men's fashion clothing. The other thing is that his grandmother also made all of the clothes, and John Collins Black would have grown up in clothing made by his grandmother. So I like this connection to the dressmaker part of this because it fits in with his grandmother and would be a reason for him to possibly put the treasure in this area. This is the next photograph here with the bench in it, with the guy riding a bicycle. Kind of shows you some of the texture of the gravel that's out there at this location. And I think there's a picture in the book of a texture from above that kind of has a pebbly appearance. And I don't know if you look at that pebbly appearance, if that was just to point you to that. But I did this because there is a section in the book where he talks about gravel and it having a blue, or a pavement. He's talking about pavement in the book, and it has a blue hue to it. And I don't know if that's maybe the quarry. Actually, I think in that story he was talking about the garnet that was in the gravel, and so it had a red appearance. But anyway, this has some blue appearance, and it kind of looks like the color of the gravel in that book. So again, remember the lemon in the puzzle. We're always looking for joy. That's the main thing, is that we're looking for joy. And so I thought I'd just throw in the bottle of Joy soap with the lemon scent to it, just for fun here. So the chevrons is another feature in the park. And I don't know if this is the divide thing, you know, whether you're supposed to put something in parentheses. Uh, I don't know if the divide is these lines that are horizontal, two opposing horizontal dividers. I don't know if this even fits into it at all, but that's what the chevrons are. But I like the soap pond because obviously we're looking for joy. And this area along the Adobe Creek Loop Trail has a soap pond. And over here, previously the lemon soap, I had to point that out. So I don't know. Uh, there was this guy wearing this funky hat, and I just put this in here because it's reminiscent of the Too Far to Walk photograph that's on the cover of Forrest Finn's book. And besides, this guy's wearing a great hat. And so I just had to put that picture in there. But it also illustrates the appearance of the gravelly road that you might be traveling here. So just remember, if you're looking at locations to possibly look for the past and future box, that I think you should maximize your joy by definitely looking near the soap pond. Not saying you're going to find anything there, but the other idea that I wanted to point out that I kind of glossed over, it was the Holy Grail, and that would take you back to the bowl as the other potential location where you could, at the beginning of the story, it talks about watching or looking at it sitting on a ledge. And I'm wondering if there's a ledge somewhere in this park where, if at a certain time of day, you could act, because it's a very bright color. I'm wondering if there's a certain point in the day that you could actually see a reflection of it in the bank or along the ledge or something. I don't know. There's probably something to that. But anyway, I'm going to stop sharing at this point. Go back to the chat and see who's here. I got a few people joining in. Sophia, Marla, MJ. Well, thank you guys for jumping in. I will be back on in about 10 minutes on my Jack Stoof channel if you care to join me for a show on Forrest Finn. But this was just to be recorded as a follow-up for the JCB Past and Future box. I do these shows live, so I don't have to go back and edit them. So thank you for joining in, guys. It's good to see you. I will be back on the Jack Stoof channel in about 10 to 15 minutes to do a show on Forrest Finn. Thank you so much. And if you do happen to find the box out there, throw the guy a little Bitcoin here and there.